You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
He might be Illuminati.
How can we hang out
I mean, shit. I mean, hey, we can hang out in my chat.
You don't want somebody to pump you, make you bigger than you already are?
Who you? What can you do for me?
Only time will tell, right?
What can you do for me though?
My man, did you want to take down my contact number? We gotta set that on top.
Well, no, what can you do for me?
Huh?
What can you do for me?
The thing is, what could I not do for you?
Ooh, can you give 10,000 subs?
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there is having a good one, y'all. In today's episode, we got mysterious videos from TikTok's DARKSIDE. You guys ready to get into it? Before we get into it, quick shout out to our newest member over here, Dumpy White. I appreciate you joining, but let's get into it, y'all. Let's have some fun today. It's Friday. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So this is both odd and concerning. The Roblox CEO horrifies every parent. Why? Because he wants to put a dating part into the game. A lot of adults are unaware of what Roblox is, unless you're paying for your child's Robux so he can play in the game Roblox. But if you're unfamiliar with what the game looks like, take a look at this clip. This is Roblox right over here. It's a game that kids play, and they want to put a dating part in this game. The crazy part about the story is the claims are that they're putting the dating portion of the game together for the adults that play the game. Just take a look at some of the ages that are playing this game, and then you tell me about the dating part for the adults. I myself can't name any people in the adult stages of life that are playing Roblox. Can you? I'll wait a second. I don't think you can, but it's just a crazy idea because there are tons of kids on this platform playing this game. They've even claimed that they are going to add an age verification to help so that there are no issues with the children that are on this site. But a warning to parents out there, if your child plays this game, be aware of what is going on. Take this as a PSA to parents about your children. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about what you think about a dating portion in Roblox. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
You're telling me that you're gonna fake some terrorist thing just to scare some money out of Congress?
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Hennessy, I have no idea how to fake killing 4,000 people. So we're just gonna have to do it for real. Oh, blame it on the Muslims, naturally. Then I get my funding.
They don't even hide it anymore.
The season premiere of SNL with Ice Spice.
Ooh, look at us, 3 Gen Z icons.
Aren't you like 40?
No. Long time ago, I met this guy and made a deal where I get to stay 25 years old for forever.
What guy?
Tall fella, horns, red fur, I don't know, little hoods.
Keen, that's the devil, dude.
What? I thought it was like a Times Square Elmo or something.
Did you know that there's 3 things that will be revealed after our deaths that exist now?
What do you mean?
What?
There is a letter from Queen Elizabeth written to the mayor of Sydney, and she says, please don't open this letter until 2085. It's being held in a secret vault in Sydney, Australia.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
What could be that important?
Don't know.
Just steal it. Somebody.
But then there's a movie called 100 Years, the movie you'll never see, starring John Malkovich.
Okay.
And it's to be released in theaters or to the public in 2115.
Really? Wow.
They filmed it in 2015, and no one will see it until 100 years goes by.
Lame.
That's kind of lame.
What if they know exactly what happens to us and they just made it?
What if John Malkovich is a time traveler?
Weird.
And then the last thing, which was super weird, Jackie Kennedy's bloody pink suit, the suit that she was wearing when JFK was shot, it's been held in a vault, secret. Like no one's allowed to see it. And they said they will release it to the public October 26, 2103.
Weird. Why? Why?
The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John Kennedy was elected to Congress 1946. 1846. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday in the head. President Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, in 1939. Both assassins were known by 3 names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot in a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
The truth is hidden in plain sight, and this is how they hide everything. If you are looking for the knowledge that has been hidden from us, if you want to know the meaning behind these symbols, if you want to know who controls the world, this ebook will literally unveil that to you, and ye shall know the truth, and truth shall set you free.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something?
Once again, the Mountain Dew conspiracy predicted what just happened in 2025. The theory goes that every major new flavor they release contains a hidden message that foreshadows a major world event. So like in 2001, they released their famous Code Red flavor. Just 3 months later, in September, that happens, a Code Red. Then they dropped Mountain Dew Maui Burst, and we had the wildfires in Maui back in 2023. Star Spangled Splash came out the same year that Baltimore Bridge collapsed. You remember that? The name of the bridge was the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Now, who wrote the American national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner? Yup, Francis Scott Key, Star Spangled Splash. In 2025, they came out with Baja Midnight, a new flavor they're really pushing, and well, it sort of just happened. Just like in 2024, when they dropped Infinite Swirl, which coincided with the insane hurricane season in southeastern USA that never seemed to end. And the re-release of their Pitch Black flavor preceded the largest IT blackout in history, the CrowdStrike outage in that same year. Another one, Purple Thunder, has the same name as a classified military defense test performed by the IDF. And well, let's just leave it at that. But now we have Baja Midnight, which they announced in a live press conference not too long ago. And just have a look at what the US military's recent activity.
Do you know the most fun conspiracy theory about gold?
No.
It's a really good one. It's from the work of Zechariah Sitchin, who was one of the guys who translated the ancient Sumerian texts. And he believed that the human race is a product of accelerated evolution, and that the Sumerian text depicts these godlike beings called the Anunnaki who come here from a planet called Nibiru that's on an elliptical orbit. Every 3,600 years it comes between us and Mars. It causes cataclysms because of the gravity and all the chaos. And one of the reasons why it came here is because gold is very difficult to find in the universe. Now, if that's the truth about the Earth only has that much gold, imagine that one of the reasons why these beings gave us this desire to have gold, why gold was so popular always early on, and it was a useless metal. So what if it was pretty? Why? How come you could buy a house with bags of gold?
That's true.
Shouldn't you have steel for a sword or for arrowheads or something like that? Well, anything would be more valuable. Well, salt was very valuable. Yeah. But this is different because this is like a form of money. Like, why has it universally been regarded as valuable, like really early on? And what he said was that they realized that they could take these suspended particles of gold and put them in their atmosphere, and it would protect them because their atmosphere was eroding. And so this would be like a reflective particles they spray in the atmosphere.
Like what Bill Gates wants to do, where he blocks.
So this is what's crazy about this. This guy wrote about this in like the 1970s. He wrote this, what is it called? The 12th Planet. I think he wrote multiple books on this, on the Sumerian text. This book is trying to say is the reason why humans are obsessed with gold is because like the aliens designed us to mine and get the gold, and then they would use that gold to protect their atmosphere.
So they impregnated us with this idea that gold has value.
Yeah.
Because they need it to enhance their ability to keep living.
It's a fun idea.
It's very...
Where are... And what was on the tip top of the pyramids of Giza? What do they say? Gold. What do they say? Built pyramids? I don't know. I don't know. Will we ever know?
Images from Christopher Columbus, right? Where are the 1492 ships? And we talked about this in multiple other videos. Where are they? In this book, they have a picture of the Santa Maria, which I thought was really interesting. There's the ship that supposedly came over, right? But here's the part that doesn't make any sense. So check this. You have this ship, right? But look at those high-rise buildings in the background. Those are pretty big. So people supposedly coming over on these ships were also building high-rises in the back of the city. Now we fast forward in this book. So now we're going towards looking at each state, right? Each state. And this is really important too, because each state had these buildings. So this is a building in California, and it goes by each state. Look at that. Look at that architecture. Just remarkable, right? The amount of detail, the arches. Big Bang Theory must have included those buildings too. Yes, when they were doing Big Bang, they were talking about Big Bang of these things because they were getting rid of a lot of this stuff.
Before it used to be folklore, but now it's... So you see these, look at these rakes over here.
This is in India.
E ao mesmo tempo nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados.
Sound like Batman.
That sound like a demon.
Whoa.
Já estão encomendados.
Also in Antarctica, you can't pee or shit in the snow or anything. You can't leave anything behind. Like, that's massively illegal. And so all your waste and stuff you have to store and carry and hold.
Fly back with it?
They will. But you'll just put it in like a piss tank where they'll hold on to the shit and this big shit thing they had. But also you get snow blindness because everything's white and the sun reflects. So you have to wear glasses when you go outside or it'll literally blind you.
Oh, you're almost blind, can't shit.
That's
What are you even doing?
Bro,
it's like you're 80 years old.
It's so beautiful though. It's like crazy. You're just in the middle of nowhere. It feels like you're on a different planet. And sometimes you just walk outside, you just walk in a direction, you just see nothing anywhere.
What was one you guys just put up about? You went out into these like this cave.
7 days in the underground cave.
Was it a real cave?
So we did 7 days in a cave and 7 days in underground city.
Underground city.
That's in Romania. That was crazy.
It was so great because it mixes like past and present.
Well, and the Romans used to mine salt out of there. I think it was something crazy, like 2 billion pounds of salt have been mined there. So it's been used for over 1,000 years. And then they built a little underground city there, and there's a Ferris wheel and everything. It's so mind-blowing.
Proof we are living in a simulation. Part 32.
And I swear to God, if this squirrel doesn't come back out, I'm gonna have a panic attack because, do you see his nose? I'm not going crazy. Oh my God, wait, stop it. There's nothing there. There's not a grate there. There's not a grate there.
Remember when I said I lived on top of an old castle fort because of this long, low wall that seems to be made of old material? Well, I want you to think about this for a second while you look at this tree right there. There's about 500 trees on my property. Look at this main one, okay? Let's just look at that tree right here, which is pretty tall. Okay, look at this. Tabi-tabi po, Nuno. See that right there? That's not the bottom of a tree. This is the top of a tree where it starts branching out. This is a top of a tree. The trunk of this tree is way, way deep. Let me back up. Way, way deep. Okay, again, that splits out. Okay, a tree has roots, and then a trunk, and then it branches. That is a top of a tree. There's the branches. So the trunk goes really deep, probably 2/3 of the way down, right? The ratio of trees. That definitely backs up my theory of this low wall being atop of some sort of castle fort. All of these trees, none of them have roots.
Start digging.
They're all buried. Look behind me. Buried. Which is really weird that my HOA has one rule, and it's no digging. You know I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna find the gate to this castle and the roots of that tree.
Figures. Can't dig.
This entire place.
I'm
is
digging.
an old fortress.
Find me.
These are all the tops of the trees. Look at that. None of them have roots. They're all buried. All right, I need me some shovels and some Smurfs. Look up Tartaria so you can catch up to where I'm at. Tartaria, the mud floods, the world fairs, Cabbage Patch Kids, the orphan trains, all of that. I figured it out.
Yo, this person started a trend. King Tuts, they took a picture. You're not allowed to take a picture of the mask, King Tut. They posted it and they said that, they tried to make them delete the post. They weren't allowed to take the picture. Thousands of people are posting pictures of all the places they've been all over the world where you're not allowed to take pictures, and they snuck cameras in. Go through these comments and look at these pictures. These are pictures you'll never be able to see in your life unless you visit these places. Go look at this.
Word out. Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Play. Yes, play. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready. Kick. Yes, kick. 60 on page 153. Again. Get ready from the beginning of that sentence. Get ready. She played with her goat in her house. Go on. She played with her goat in her yard. Good job. Go on.
Mr. President, are you aware of the reports of the plane crash in New York? Is there anything?
I'm sorry, but if that happened, I'm not going to stay there and keep reading a book. You're not going to scare the kids. You're not going to freak them out. Be like, oh, something came up. Got to go, guys. Hope everyone has a good day. It was a blessing coming here to talk to you guys. I'll be back in, next week, whatever, right? Kids tell them anything. He just sat there and kept reading that book. And they told him the news. He's like, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure,
What?
The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but
If you could remember, struggle. Tell me. Give me a date. Give me a date.
Who owns Elon Musk? How did he become the richest person in the world and work with Trump, Netanyahu, Biden, Obama, Putin, Macron? You need to understand, Elon Musk is a liar. He lies. Elon tweets that they came from the lower middle class. His dad had a private jet. He sold it for half of an emerald mine. His dad on record said he had so much money, at times we couldn't close our safe. Why would Elon deny this and lie about it? In 96, starts Zip2 with $28,000 from his dad and $3 million from Mar Davidow Ventures. 3 years later, he sells it to Compaq, whose chairman is Benjamin Rosen. Elon then starts an online bank that gets merged with Confinity. Founders were Luke Nosek, Mark Levchin, David Sachs, and Peter Thiel, whose friends are in the Trump administration. He works with Netanyahu and has a military surveillance company that works with the CIA, NSA, FBI, and ICE. They merged, created PayPal, and set Reid Hoffman to be their executive VP, who later apologized for donating money to Epstein. And Rosalov Botha as their CFO, who says that all Muslims are liars, worried that people will kill him for his religion. PayPal was then sold to eBay. He started SpaceX, a government contractor, which took investments from Peter Thiel's company. SpaceX has surveillance and military contracts with countries like Ukraine and Israel. One thing is though, you still don't know when he's telling the truth. He recently lied about his progress in a video game. He bought Twitter, got in trouble, and visited Auschwitz hangs out with Ben Shapiro and a rabbi that personally knows the president of Poland, Hungary, and the Senate president of Italy. One day he's doing the salute, another day he's a liberal philo-Semite, and he still hasn't done an interview with me. What do you think all of his connections have in common?
Guys, I kept wondering what my Walmart was building because they have like some weird stuff and now they have signs up. Check this out. Who needs a delivery person when they're gonna have a little airplane thingy-majiggy flying your stuff to your house? Look at that. Super cool.
See, I think they use the Spark drivers. I used to do Spark, right? I think they use the Spark driver. They have you use that app, and they learn all the coordinates of your city, all the back roads, all the, the stop, whatever. They learn the streets from us, using GPS on our phone to get to the house, right? They learn everything, even though drones are in the air, but still they learn the ways of going. And guess what? They roll this in. Thank you, humans. Appreciate it. We don't need your work no more. Bye. Right? We don't even work for Walmart. Spark drivers don't work for Walmart. They're independent contractors. So that's what they do, y'all. That's what they did with DoorDash. That's what they're probably doing with the Amazon drivers. That's what they're doing.
Look at that. They even have a little bitty one inside the store. What traffic?
This guy, dude. He might be Illuminati. Ooh. How can we hang out I mean, shit. I mean, hey, we can hang out in my chat. You don't want somebody to pump you, make you bigger than you already are? Who you? What can you do for me? Only time will tell, right? What can you do for me, though? My man, did you want to take down my contact number? We gotta set that on top. Wait, no, what can you do for me? Huh? What can you do for me? The thing is, what could I not do for you? Ooh. Can you give 10,000 subs? 10,000 what? One more time? Subs. Clarify that, please. That's subscriptions. On live stream. I can get you a lot more than that. Ooh. Yeah. How do I link up with this guy, dude? He might be Illuminati. Ooh, man. How do I link up with this guy, man?
What if I
see now? Do people realize that's not real? I don't think a random person can get next to this guy in a Walmart. He's just surrounded by bodyguards. He's making millions and millions of dollars. He's in public. People know where he's at. Right? People can't get next to this guy. So you think they're gonna let this guy get in? No, it's a skit. But why is he continuously? All these streamers, why are they continuously talking about Illuminati? How much did Nike say they were going to pay you to do whatever to Jesus? He said, 500 million. He does things like this. There's other streamers, saying, I've been to Antarctica. I got to be quiet though. There's other streamers that they're putting it out there why they're at where they're at. Just like in Hollywood, just like in movies, right here, with the clip we're about to watch, Escaping the Matrix. They have to tell us. Now these streamers, they have to tell us. And he's telling us, I got these 10,000 subs because I did this, right? And they're just putting it in our face, y'all. But people eat it up. The sheep, they eat it up. They eat it up, thinking it's fake or thinking it's real. They eat it up, not realizing that this guy's telling you, I'm not authentic. I did this. We saw him in pictures when he was little with Lil Nas X, hanging out with all these celebrities, and magically he's the #1 streamer. Magically. Think he did it organically?
saying was working 50 hours a week in some office for 50 years, at the end of which they tell you to piss off, ending up some retirement village, hoping to die before suffering the indignity of trying to make it to the toilet on time. Wouldn't you consider that to be insane?
How much state taxes and taxes do they pay in New York? And they got that. Where's this money going to?
Enough, James. She's home now. Just leave her alone. I can't do that. She's seen too much. You both have. It doesn't have to be this way. I have no choice. Times have changed. Scaring isn't enough anymore. But kidnapping children? I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die, and I'll silence anyone who gets in my way.
Watch this.
So I'm afraid to say, in this world that's gone down the toilet in all aspects, I'm afraid the success of Taylor Swift, and again, God bless her work ethic, God bless her musical dreams, but that's cartoon music. I mean, it doesn't have any piss and vinegar. There's no fire. There's no sensuality in that. It's all poppy nonsense as far as I'm concerned. And it's the most popular stuff in the world, which is an indictment to the music industry and music fans. They're not looking for that fire from a ZZ Top or from a Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels or from a Brownsville Station or an Amboy Dukes. And I miss that. Thank God I'm still around, because I'll be Ted Nugent speakeasies this winter around Texas.
Okay, Ted has a great point here. And I just feel like modern music, especially when it's not country, rock, and in those two genres, it's just gone to garbage, just mind manipulating, leading people in the wrong direction type music. And it's
all
there's
music,
no
sir.
passion
All
behind it.
music.
It's kind of like just this low level of music that people are just obsessed with. And when you go back to the 80s and 90s and even 70s and 60s, the revolutionary music that used to come out would change, like would have effects, good effects on the entire world. And Ted makes a good, it's just not the same anymore. And it's sad that people are putting so much time and emotion into this new kind of music.
Keep your eye right here. If I go back to the previous years, back in 2019, nothing is there. If I go to 2020, same story. 2021, it's all about the same for the past 3 years. And then I go to 2022, pretty much the same. And then 23. It looks a lot different. I also don't want to say that this is definitive proof that this is some sort of structure on the island. I'm just looking around on Google Maps, observing it, and letting you guys know what I think. Do I think it could be some sort of structure? I mean, yeah, in my opinion, it would make total sense. If you have this major walkway that could go from a potential camp down here, and it leads up, snakes up through here, wouldn't it make sense that they would have, I don't know, maybe a building of some sort along the way, or some sort of place where they can put their canoes? I don't know, maybe that's a canoe, maybe it's not. But if it was a canoe, then I don't think it's an impossible idea for them to hop in the water and head over to the Primrose. And the reason I think they could go over to the Primrose is to hunt and fish. It's not impossible to think that this would become some sort of artificial coral reef at some point, or even now, because it's been there for about 45 years at this point. I don't think it's a crazy idea that the MV Primrose could be used as an artificial reef, considering the fact that it was beached along the shore because of the coral reefs that are outside of the island.
So this is how you know New Orleans is below sea level, because I'm walking up the street and a ship is passing like it's a car passing. Mind you,
That's
I'm
crazy.
below the ship. I'm looking up at the ship because the water is higher than the ground.
That's crazy. That's scary.
Former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill explained this plainly when he went on Piers Morgan's show the other day. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
I mean, it was off it right from the beginning for me. Do we not guard rooftops anymore? There's been assassination attempts all over the world.
Right.
Why aren't we looking at rooftops? And then when I was sent the video with this at the same message where they said Charlie Kirk was just shot. When I watched that horrific video, he was obviously dead before he hit the ground. But the questions immediately started to come to me. That was not an entry wound that we saw. We saw an exit wound. So where'd that bullet come from? You don't bleed like, and I've shot guys closer than the camera was. And an entry wound doesn't look like that. An exit wound does. Why did his shirt move the way it did? When I've shot people, their shirts didn't move like that. And then the initial reaction was, well, he was obviously wearing body armor and it was deflection. One, no, he wasn't wearing body armor. And two, it doesn't deflect like that off of body armor. Why was his shirt moving from right to left? Why were people being interviewed saying, yeah, they came from my left to right, from his right to left, immediately shut down? And then did they tear the crime scene down immediately? Just right off the bat, from seeing it, knowing he was dead, saying a lot of this is bad. Not even getting into the soliloquy of text messages that 22-year-olds don't send their trans lover. So immediately, it's just the official story sounds like it needs to be investigated. But now, the whole crime scene is gone. They paved over it. Nothing to see here.
You just have to laugh. The soliloquy of the text messages that 22-year-olds do not send their lovers. Yes, that's kind of the main point, guys. We have been working off a lot of tips, and so much more is going to be exposed, and we're going to get into that more tomorrow. I do want to give you a quick update on Lance Twiggs. And like I said, we know that the feds are lying to us. The question is, why are the feds lying to us? The answer is always the same. The feds only lie to cover their own tracks. They are protecting themselves and their bosses. Who are their bosses? Who is they? Anyways,
there was a.
I mean, if she exposes everything and whatever, nothing's gonna happen. You know, nothing's gonna happen. She's gonna get her 1,000,000 views. She's gonna make her $100,000. She's going on to the next story. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change. Whoever they are just gonna keep doing what they're doing. I mean, they murdered Epstein, right? Murdered him. Told him himself. Told him, oh, we fell asleep and the cameras turned off, right? Politicians, Trump and his people were saying, when we get in there, we're going to hammer him down. Look at all of us coming out with with binders saying the Epstein files. Hi, take pictures. Oh yeah, look at me. Yeah, vote for me. We'll give you guys what you want. Get in there. What do they say? There's nothing going on. You guys need to get over it. Why are we still talking about this guy? This happened a long time ago. Why are we still talking about? It's a show, y'all. It's a show. We know who they are. It's them versus us. We know who they are. I can go on all day about this, y'all. We got to wake up. We got to wake up.
Recently, because I would listen to some podcasts where they were talking about how when you are on mushrooms or any kind of psychedelic, you're more open to spirits. And so I was like, I want to talk to my spirit guides. So I walked around for like 2 weeks when I would go on a morning walk with my dog, and I would say to my spirit guides, I'm open. Now, what a lot of these podcasts would say is, do not say that. You are not equipped for what's going to happen to you. Ooh. And I'm in the hotel room. And when I tell you they were coming, I could feel them flying through me.
Oh, yeah?
The good ones kind of fly through you until your actual spirit guide hits you a good one. It'll stick. But the other good ones are like, no, you're not for me. No, you're not good for me. But the bad ones, they're looking for a place to hang out. And I was fighting with this one in particular. And I said out loud, if you're not here for good, get the fuck out. Because I could feel them. It was so overwhelming to feel all of that energy go in and out of my body. I've had 2 experiences. Other one in Austin, and it didn't start with mushrooms. I start to get immeasurably angry. I swear this is true. I look into the mirror, you know, in the horror movies where you see something morphed right through my forehead. Whoa. And I'm screaming, get out. I feel like it's gone. And I'm exhausted. There's this other world of things that is present, and not to poo-poo it, and to be aware and cognizant that these things can affect you in a positive and negative way.
But
See, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds fun. Like, oh, I'm going to go talk to spirit animals and they're going to come in me and I'm going to be able to control them and tell them, go away, don't be here. But what I don't think he realizes, you're 50, 60 years old. You've been through ups, you've been through downs, you've seen it all in life. Your mind is developed, it's hardened. It can handle things like that. But the young 16-year-old, 17-year-old that sees that, and he's with his friends, and he's like, yeah, let's do that. They don't know. Their mind's not hardened. Their mind's not developed. So when those things come, I'm speaking from experience. When those things come, it's not easy to just say, go away. You're not real. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like about these, like the Joe Rogan things, always giving people a hard time. You don't smoke weed. Like, oh, when you get paranoia, you need to enjoy it and realize it's a good thing. But when you're 16, like most people are when they smoke weed, they're not you, Joe Rogan, who look down on people about that until they were 35 years old and then they smoked and then like, oh, this is an amazing tool. Everybody needs to use it. I got so much energy. If you smoke weed, you're lazy, right? But most people that do it have an undeveloped mind. So when those paranoia trips come, it can really set you off the edge and you can't come back from that. Some people can, but some people don't. A lot of people don't. So that's where people like that talk like that. They need to be careful And you realize that, most people that are experimenting with these things, we're not comedians, we're not rich, we're not billionaires where we have all day to pop mushrooms. Like, we got kids, we got a family, we got a job. So most people that are doing that are young. When they get older, they don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So it gets me a little upset when I see people talk like that and, think that how they experience it is how everybody experiences it.
Viewers saw this footage, they forgot all about the flames.
So the helicopter captures this massive cloud of smoke billowing up from the forest. And then all of a sudden, out of the cloud, comes this odd little shape. It's narrow, almost looks like a flat saucer on its side or a cigar shape.
Journalist MJ Banias covers the unexplained, and he says the cigar-shaped UFO is a classic type, right up there with orbs, tic-tacs, and triangles.
Cigar-shaped UFOs have been seen for decades, if not centuries, and we have lots of recordings of them, we have lots of witness testimony of them, we have lots of photographs of them. So for the UFO community, seeing a cigar-shaped UFO, it was pretty compelling.
The video caught fire online. Was a UFO somehow drawn to the flames?
There's a belief that UFOs use clouds as cover and they hide behind them. I've heard stories that UFOs can actually shapeshift and look like clouds. I've also heard that UFOs enjoy frequenting sites of great devastation, forest fires included.
Here's an interesting fact. More than 80% of U.S. forest fires are started by human activity, from cigarettes to arson. Could it be that UFOs are somehow drawn to these large fires? Let's break down the video with our experts. First off, we know the video is real. It was broadcast live by a news chopper, and you can see from the independent motion of the object that it's not just a smudge on a lens. So could it have been an object from outer space entering the Earth's atmosphere? We asked the video expert Mark D'Antonio, a trained astronomer.
Sometimes meteors will come in, and sometimes they hit the atmosphere at such a low angle that they can't crash, and they just go skipping off the Earth. And as they do that, they start to burn up.
But the California UFO wasn't burning up. And science writer Mick West, who's lived through plenty of wildfires, says it couldn't be a plane.
It didn't seem to have any of the features of a plane. It had no visible wings, and it seemed to be moving either too slow or to be too big to be a plane.
Set on solving this puzzle, West starts by determining precisely where the news chopper was.
I looked up all the helicopters in the Flight Radar 24 tracking service and tried to figure out where they all were at that time. Then I went into Google Earth and I positioned the camera where these helicopters.
So I recently came across some images online of a mysterious structure in northern Utah. People are saying it was built by a lost civilization, but what really caught my attention is that I've lived in Utah most of my life, and I'd never even heard of this place. And since I'm up here in northern Utah today, I figured I'd had to stop over here and see it for myself. And here it is, Devil's Slide. Two massive rock walls standing side by side. And I could see how it sparks people's imagination. It looks too strange to be natural. There are all kinds of legends about this place. One legend says that when the devil was cast out of heaven, he struck the earth here and left these scars. Wow. Another tells of a Spanish priest who confronted the devil and cast him down with a cross, carving this mark as he fell. Some say the devil uses the slide every morning to dip into the Weber River below. But what's the truth? On my way in, I noticed other rock formations that look really similar, and that's kind of the dead giveaway here. About 170 million years ago, this was once the bottom of a shallow sea. Sand and mud built up in layers and hardened into stone. And then when the mountains rose, those layers were tilted almost straight up. And over millions of years, wind and water eroded the softer rock away, leaving these two towering slabs. So once you know the geology, the mystery kind of fades. It wasn't a lost civilization, so clearly the only explanation is aliens.
She does not want to tell me who it is.
her head lowers. That is shame to me. When my mind is taken right back to the party and I'm looking at a group of adults to the right of her. She's kind of showing me to the right. This is how she's showing me images. So she's a very kind of visual kid and it's very pictorial. That's how the images are coming through. So she's showing me a group of adults, mainly men, and they're kind of off in a different room. And she's showing me her father and he's laughing. Somebody actually has a cigar in the room. Not her father, but somebody to the right of him. And there's a group of maybe 5 men, 6 men. It's actually 5. It's an odd number, or I don't feel it's even. It's a weird thing to say, but there's like 5 men there and they're talking business. She's talking about the work. So her dad was doing business. This is what I'm hearing. My dad was doing business. I can see her dad shaking somebody's hand, a bigger man than himself. So he was shaking the hand of somebody who appeared in size bigger than him. And it's like this business deal was being done. So the Christmas party for her dad was about business and not about little kids or parties or festivities, or if she is still with her family on this side, meaning her energy is focused here, meaning she was not meant to go. It was not in her destiny karmically for her to go. Now, this to me sounds like this started a new strand of karma. What can happen with that is she may be in the process of learning about what and how she passed and what the purpose behind that is on a grander scale, on a bigger scale than whatever reason a human being could think to do such a thing. Horrible. But it seems to me that she's learning how to use her energy to heal and to understand the various energy of people who think like this. And there was more than one person that actually took her life. That much I can get from the energy around this conversation is that there was more than one person. And these were adult people. They were not children. Okay.
Don't stop. Keep going. See, this struggle is real. It is really real. Hashtag recovery.
Hang on, hold on.
It's so crazy that that's one of the richest, most expensive towns to live in America, maybe the world. It's up there, LA. And it's like that. They get so much money in that town, so much funding. Even for the homeless, they get so much funding. Not just for the streets or for the, the that type of stuff, but even for the homeless. That's the problem. They get funding for that. And yet it's still going down the drain. LA, one of the most beautiful towns probably in the country for sure at one point, right? And they let it go down the drain, y'all. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. And that's just not happening in LA. That's happening everywhere. It's happening in my hometown of Phoenix. It's going down the drain. Frustrated.
Witchcraft month, by the way. October's witchcraft month. And Chris, shame on you if you ever celebrated Halloween. You need to come and repent. Shame on you. I don't care if you dress yourself up like the Little Mermaid. It's still a marine spirit. Okay? I don't care if you dress up like Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's still a devil. Because you see, what the devil does to you, when you put on that costume, he has changed your identity. And once he changed your identity, he owns legal rights over your life. That means, I don't understand how Christians be celebrating this trash. When they celebrate this trash, they turn around, and then 10 years later, 15 years, why my son is on drugs? Well, you opened the door when he was 5. Oh, it was only one opportunity, one time. Well, talk to Adam and Eve. It only cost them one time to lose the condo. You give the devil one opportunity. Talk to Esau. For both soup, he lost everything. The devil needs one time. to take everything that you own and everything what you stand for. He'll strip you. He'll rob you. He come to steal. He come to steal, kill, and destroy. And he's playing because he know his time is short.
You know why?
You know, it sounds good. But I hope he didn't say after that speech, because I've seen it in church. I've been to church recently. We're going to send this basket around. Put something in here, you'll be blessed. No matter what you do out there, you won't be blessed unless you put a couple dollars in this basket. You do that, you'll be blessed. You know? So, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Did this guy not trick or treat when he was little? Did his kids never trick or treat? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I can't speak for the man. But something in me tells me he ain't perfect. He ain't perfect. You're human. You're man. You're man. You're a human. You're not perfect. You sound like you're perfect up there. All these people that are watching and listening and clapping think you're perfect. But you're a human at the end of the day. We all sin. And it don't matter if you steal candy or if you off somebody. A sin is a sin. You know what I'm saying? So
he did it. You know why I know he did? No,
Okay.
I know
Why is
he
that?
did. Why I know he did. And I've had Johnny Cocker on my show and talked to him. He never gave me
Oh,
that.
okay.
He had a Nikita.
Yeah. Well, she had a Nikita.
She had a Nikita.
Yeah.
But okay, so here's the thing. I've had Akitas. Anybody you see me used to walk around my big ass Akita.
Yeah. I mean, you brought the Akita here last time. Yeah.
That dog would either try to kill what was hurting somebody or been cut up. That dog right there don't just wait around and yell. You see by the phonetic, he didn't know what to do. And those dogs always know what to do.
Right, but that dog knew OJ, so therefore...
That's what I'm saying. If he didn't know him, it would have been two things. Either cut up dog or bit up nigga. That would have been all. I'm telling you, that's what I knew. I was like, these dogs, they don't have, they're one of the few breeds that are like fearless in the service of people they love. But when that dog, when he didn't get cut and nobody went to the hospital with a dog bite, I'm like, okay. It had to be somebody he knew. And it wouldn't have been some dude she was fucking with at the time.
All right, family. There you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys let me know. What do you guys think of my input throughout these videos? Sometimes I make points, sometimes I don't. But just know, if you don't agree with me, it's okay. Sometimes I don't agree with your comments. But I don't leave hate. I don't unsubscribe. I don't block you, right? I don't do none of that, y'all. So if you don't agree, just know this is for entertainment purposes only, y'all. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope everyone out there has a good Friday. I'm gonna see you guys on Saturday for an hour banger. Got to get going. Got a busy day right now, so I thought I'd come on here and give you guys a quick 47-minute video, y'all, for your Friday night. So y'all have a good night. Let me know what's going on. What are you guys up to this weekend? Let me know down below. This is Segovia signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Everyone have a great Friday night. Later.